and on YouTube, live on YouTube at Panther Live.
Still here, Ethan Major in the backfield. Cheney takes a handoff, gives it to Ethan Major up the middle, inside zone, and that's what we talked about. He could go all the way, and Ethan Major scores a touchdown on the first handoff off inside
zone. All right, folks. Welcome to Panther Live. As you saw there in our intro, we'll make sure we got our audio settings here right. This is Nate Parsegan. Joining us on the broadcast here is Andy Demjanovich. Andy, thanks for being on the broadcast once again. We got the Dillon Beavers in town tonight.
Yeah, we're back at her. Dillon usually a big staple, not only in football but basketball. They kind of struggled a little bit last year. Their head coach had to take some time off, and they're kind of injury-prone last year. But the Dillon Beavers come in tonight's contest 2-0 with a very powerful scorer, and Michael Haverfield averaging around 24 points a game. And Belgrade comes tonight's contest 1-2, win against Miles City, and tough loss against Hardin, and also Laurel. So,
hang on one second. I realize what the problem is.
So yeah, we were able to catch up with both head coaches, and right now maybe we can get to those interviews. We have several minutes left, so let's head on over to Coach Mike Deming for the Belgrade Panthers to see what he had to say in our pregame interview. Ty Elliott State Farm pregame show with head coach Mike Deming. Coach, you come and face the Dillon Beavers, but can you kind of give us a synopsis even of last game? I know Laurel kind of a tough team, but I know the guys kind of fulfilled the game plan. Shooting was a little bit of a tough go for you, but and we kind of talked early on about just making small goals with this team, and it seems like you were pretty proud of what they accomplished as far as game plan last game.
Yeah, absolutely. We had two goals to go in that game that we wanted to work on, and we met both of them, and I thought we played a good game. And sometimes after a loss, even the score's different for us, but you know, you feel good about it. You're positive. We made some strides, and that's the goal, is to get better every day and every week, and they did that. And this week's no different. We have a few things that we worked on and see if we can't get better at.
Tonight you face the Dillon Beavers. They kind of struggled last year. Not very common for the Beavers to miss maybe a state tournament, but they do have one of the better players in the state, Michael Haverfield, who's averaging about 24 a game. What's your perspective for tonight's game for someone like that?
Yeah, he's really good. He's long. He can shoot it. He can get to the rim. Makes everybody around him better. He's a handful. Obviously, he already signed with a college team to play basketball, so he has to be a focal point. But you know, they're very tall, and so we're going to be going against a large lineup there, 6'5" across the board, 6'4", 6'5" across the board. They're going to stretch that zone out. We're going to have to make sure of our passes. It could be a tempo game where we're not looking to take quick early shots. We're looking to work the ball and find the best shot, because that zone's going to be hard to penetrate and break. But Michael's a good player, and we're going to always need to find him wherever he's at. So if we go man, we need to know where he's at. We go zone, we definitely got to find him.
So you talk about length. They do their traditional 1-3-1 that has been pretty staple for them in the past, and you want to kind of maybe slow it down or create tempo for yourself. But does that length give you a problem doing something like that?
Well, it all depends on the angles, and so if that length creates some bad angles on our passing, it's going to have some deflections and some turnovers, and so we're going to have to create better passing angles, and so we're going to have to recognize when a pass can get by somebody, and if we can't make that pass, we got to improve our angle, and that's something we worked on. I anticipate that we're going to handle that fine. If we can score out of that set, it's going to be yet to see, but I like what we've done in practice this week. We're trying to find some shooters, and our focus was that this week, and so I think it's going to be something different this game. I think you're going to see some guys pulling the trigger that hasn't done so, and that's our goal, is to get some guys shooting the ball better and when they're ready.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
You bet.
So that was head coach Mike Deming of the Belgrade Panthers on his perspective of the last game against Laurel, and then going in tonight's contest also against the Dillon Beavers. We also had a chance to catch up with head coach of the Dillon Beavers, future Hall of Fame coach, actually, Coach Terry Thomas. Let's go to see what Coach Thomas had to say about this season so far in tonight's matchup against the Belgrade Panthers. Here's Coach Thomas. Ty Elliott State Farm pregame show with head coach for the Dillon Beavers, Coach Thomas. Coach, you come into tonight's game 2-0. What's your perspective this season? Last season, kind of up and down last season, and I know you were out of coaching a little bit, taking some time off there. I'm sure other coaches enjoyed that, but what's the perspective this season?
Well, we're trying to get a little organization and try to figure out what our kids can can and can't do. I felt like we had a very successful weekend last weekend against Libby and then Ronan, and it started a little bit slow, and then as each quarter went by, I felt like we got better and better and better, and we ended up coming from behind to beat Libby, and then we beat Ronan by a few points and got after it a little bit there. But we have Michael Haverfield. He's kind of the glue of the team. He was a holdover from the days of his brother and Troy Anderson, those guys where we won a couple back-to-back state championships. So he's really the only one that has the varsity experience. A couple other kids have lettered and at least have seen the floor, and so we're trying to fit the pieces together. But as the more we got organized and the chemistry came around, we really feel like we have a nice group with good potential, but a lot of work to do.
Yeah, speaking of Michael Haverfield, he's averaging about 24 a game. I know he got injured a little bit towards the end of last year, but it seems like he hasn't skipped a beat there. Do you have a lot of expectations for him, or is you just let him be the guy he's supposed to be and your team feed off of him?
Well, he's going to have to help us in every area, offense, defense, rebounding. He's a great passer. He's going to have to be able to knock down the shots when he gets it, and then when the defense is kind of overplaying him a little bit, he's going to have to make sure that he can get some assists and help the other score as well. So he's kind of real key for us, both on offense and defense. He plays kind of the point in our zone, and he's very important in the rebounding, and he can cover a lot of ground. And yeah, he played 6 games last year, then got hurt, and then missed the rest of the year. So he's kind of getting his feet back, and he can attack, and he's a very nice player, and the other kids are complimenting him really well. We've got some nice length, some good athleticism, and I think we just need some game experience, and then we'll be tough to beat, I think, as the season develops.
So will we continue to see your 1-3-1 zone as usual, or have you kind of mixed it up a little bit more this year, or you kind of remain in what works for you in the past?
Yeah, we're kind of a 1-3-1 team, and we do a little 2-3 and a little man, and we try to mix it up just a little bit to try to keep a little bit of balance to what we're doing. But our mainstay is our 1-3-1, and the kids really believe in it, and they play very hard, and it gives us a chance, I think, to have our defense help us a little bit offensively, see if we can get a few steals here and there, long rebounds, and then maybe we can get some run-outs and stuff like that.
Belgrade comes in tonight struggling a little bit. Do kids kind of key on records and things of that nature, or do you just kind of get your kids to focus on what you guys need to do?
Well, one of the things that we're really proud of is our guys, kind of just go from one day to the next, and we really do try to just focus on ourselves. Granted, we do have scouting reports, and we do try to give the kids information on some tendencies and things like that, but I think the goal of just trying to get our kids to play more fundamentally sound on a nightly basis is by far our most important task right now. But I really feel like from the very first day of practice to our games last weekend to right now, we seem to be, getting a lot better. Now, how good that is, who knows, until you get out and play a few teams. But so far, I think we're heading in the right direction.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks, Andy.
Yep.
You bet.
That was Coach,
Taco Time's
Head Coach
new
Terry
awesome
Thomas.
sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
Tonight's contest featuring our guests from Beaverhead County, the Beavers. your Belgrade Panther. Belgrade High School, the Central Lake Conference, the Montana High School Association, and Stockman Bank welcome you to tonight's basketball game. Stockman Bank, title sponsor of the MHSA Stockman Bank Sportsmanship Program, reminds you that your mission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of noteworthy skills developed by some of Montana's finest student athletes. Please give these students your positive encouragement and support. Booing, taunting, or intimidating the officials or opponents is disrespectful, discourteous, and unacceptable. Belgrade High School, the Central Lake Conference, Stockman Bank, and Montana High School Association invite you to help focus on the participants playing this evening. And please and show sportsmanship and in the holiday spirit in general. Let's show appreciation for our officials tonight. We have Brian Dingman, Austin Grados, and Rick Mari. At this time, we ask everyone to please stand and honor America for the presentation of colors by the Belgrade Cheer Squad, directed by Bethany Bachschoten, and the playing our national anthem by the Belgrade Panther Band. Let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, our guests from the Belgrade County, the Beavers. We have senior co-captain, number 10, Michael Haverfield. And junior, number 22, Braden Anderson. Sophomore, number 23, Cole Truman. Senior co-captain, number 24, Bradley Rockets. And sophomore, number 33, Jace Fitzgerald. Beavers are head coached by Terry Thomas, assisted by Jeff Edwards, Zach McCray, Gary Ferris, and Brock Zelmack. Now, starting tonight for your Belgrade Panthers. We have sophomore, number 10, Jake Blazinski. Senior co-captain, number 11, Easton Page. Junior, number 20, Riley Berman. And junior, number 21, Noel Reynolds. Panthers are head coached by Mike Deming, assisted by Jason Rode, Joe Rossman, and Talon Taylor.
All right, here we go. We are set for tip-off. Tip-off time here. Andy Demjanovich along with Ethan Zawicki. Here we go. Tip-off. Dillon takes the tip. Belgrade starts in their man-to-man. Player to watch tonight is number 10, Haverfield for Dillon, as number 33, though, steps up. Jace Fitzgerald, the sophomore. Sounds like he's a pretty solid sophomore. He gets the first 2 of the night, Ethan.
There's Dillon in their typical 1-3-1 defense. See if Belgrade can crack it.
Yeah, we talked about that with Coach Thomas before the game, and even Coach Deming chimed in a little bit how long Dillon is, but they talked how Belgrade was going to be a little bit patient. But sometimes when you're too patient against a good defensive team like Dillon out of their 1-3-1, they're so comfortable in, you got to be careful because you might not get shots off. But Belgrade's going to try to control tempo nonetheless, as Jake Lazinski comes up with a big teardrop 3 to go up 3-2. Fitzgerald controls the point guard. Could be a 3-second violation, and it is, as he gets caught in the lane there. Good defense there by Belgrade.
Yeah, Noel just didn't let him go anywhere. That was great.
Yeah, cut him off in the lane, picked up his dribble, had nowhere to go. So Belgrade takes the 3-2 lead after Klaczynski comes up with a 3-point shot, and Belgrade's looking to have him shoot a little bit more, as he hit some threes last year. Was that correct?
Yeah, I think a lot of the load is going to be put on him and Easton now that Fowler and Noel and all those guys are gone, and I think Jake's a pretty good person to take that over.
As he swings it over to Easton Page, top of that 1-3-1, Tate Bowler swings it into Noel in the center. Noel throws up a shot, nice little floater, but a little bit short, as Riley Berman tries to come up with the rebound, and he's been a great, but off him, Dillon with retained possession. Riley Berman shows a lot of hustle, showed that on the football field, and even has shown that as he's wormed his way into the starting lineup.
Yeah, Riley doesn't give up. He's a great athlete. Can't say enough good things about him. Great kid.
This will be the first foul of the night for Belgrade.
Tate Bowler is first team foul.
Referee not quite seeing who that was, but they finally figured it out. So Tate Bowler would get his first personal. Dillon in the corner for 3, up, no good. Off the mark.
Oh.
Berman with the rebound, but tries to throw it an outlet to a teammate with no pressure there. And those are the things that you can't do against usually a solid basketball team like Dillon, is turn the basketball over. They generally take advantage of that.
Yeah, with Dillon, you really do got to hold on to the ball because every possession counts.
Back cut by Fitzgerald. Not there, but he kicks it out for a 3. 22. Braden Anderson misses it. Belgrade does a good job there boxing out. And that'll be Cole Truman's first foul for Dillon over the back foul. So Belgrade maintains a 3-2 lead here in the early going with 5:45 left to go in the quarter. Belgrade very patient here against that 1-3-1. We'll See if they can sustain that and not turn the ball over.
Yeah, I think that's going to be hard, especially with the length of these kids. Looking at their lineup, they only have one kid under 6 foot, and he's 5'11", which is insane.
Yeah, they're quite a long team.
Something in the water there.
So far, Belgrade handling the length of Dillon, though, by penetrating a little bit, as Easton Page does so well, but he does get caught there, and the referee calls a jump ball. Easton Page is in the first few games here has shown that he's been like that the last couple of years for Belgrade. Been able to penetrate, get to the rim, and even get to the free throw line there. But Dillon does a great job there of actually giving help, so he can't get to the rim there. Yeah,
I think Easton will always be a good scorer, but last year it really showed because there's so many other weapons to look at. But he's the go-to player this year, and I think it's going to be a little bit tougher for him to get in, but he'll still get his fair share of points.
Yeah, and Belgrade does the right job. They get to the middle of the zone to break it, kick out for 3 for Easton Page, but he's just off the mark. Dillon comes back with a 3 of their own. Braden Anderson off the mark, but there is
good pump fake.
Haverfield, Michael Haverfield with the offensive rebound, gets his first 2 points of the game. Michael Haverfield averaging around 24 points a game so far this year. Had a great year last year till he got injured after the first 6 games. As Riley Berman, big shot by Riley Berman. 2 threes by Belgrade, uncharacteristic there of Berman. Dillon off the mark again. Number 23, Cole Truman misses. Belgrade gets the rebound as Easton Page pushes it up the floor. Klaczynski just off the back of the iron for the 3. Dillon rebounds.
It's a heat check for Belgrade. No, Belgrade going man here. We don't see that too often, at least in the past we haven't.
Yeah, it depends on the size of the team, but they're gonna, I know always in crunch time, Coach Deming always wants his team, at least by the end of the year, be able to play a little bit of man, because he knows usually in the divisional or state tournament, you gotta be able to play a little bit of strong man to check mark your way to be one of the top teams in the state. As Dillon penetrates, gets fouled on the shot, so Bradley that goes on number 10, Jake Klaczynski. As Bradley Rockich misses his first free throw for Dillon. Oh, misses both, and don't see that of Dillon teams too often, but there is Michael Haverfield with the offensive rebound.
Got to capitalize on something like that. You got to get that rebound.
Yeah, those are big points that you can't give up. You might give up in the flow of someone's normal offense, but things where you're not blocking out on free throws against a solid team, I think those are the little things Coach Deming wants to tighten up through the year, come win or lose. And there's another turnover by Belgrade by a great play by Michael Haverfield. 2-on-1, he splits the defense and he stays with it. He misses his first shot.
Nice little touch there to put it in, though.
Yeah, Michael Haverfield gets another bucket. As Coach Thomas said in the pregame show, you know, Michael Haverfield is he's one of the guys. He's a product of the Troy Anderson area, and his older brother, the older Haverfield, when they won back-to-back state titles. So Michael's got some good experience coming into his senior year this year. So he already has 6 points here in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think that showed last year when he hit the buzzer beater 3 in overtime, and he's always been a tough opponent, tough player to play against.
Yeah, Coach Thomas talked about he's kind of the glue of the team that gets everybody going, and that he needs to not only be a leader in the scoring, but in rebounding and passing, and kind of leading this team. And you kind of already see that tonight. And when you have a guy like that, it helps calm the other players who are maybe a little bit more role players and get in their own rhythm as well.
Yeah. Belgrade doing a good job of controlling the pace so far.
Yeah, that's a great observation, Ethan. but we've had a couple turnovers, a few turnovers, plus some offensive rebounds that gave Dillon the lead. So Coach Deming was happy last game as they stuck to his game plan, but we just, against Laurel, we just really couldn't put the ball in the hole. But if Belgrade can not turn the ball over and, you know, limit their second shots, the offensive rebounding, you are exactly right, Ethan. They have controlled the tempo. Dawson Logan gets the rebound, pushes it to Klazinski. Klazinski over the corner for Easton Page, off the glass and in. And like you said, Easton Page has got to be one of those guys to get him some points.
Yeah, he's a Haberfeld of Belgrade.
Kick out three, up and good. By number 22, Braden Anderson.
You don't see a lot of big shoot threes, but Dillon's players aren't too scared.
Yeah, 6'4" Anderson hits the three. They're up 11-8 now as foul committed here.
Foul on Justice Peterson.
Or not on Belgrade, excuse me, on Dillon.
Dillon Cervelli in for the Beavers. Alfred Peterson.
Yeah, Justice Peterson with the foul there. Both teams with 2 fouls apiece as Dillon goes 2-3 on the out of bounds there.
Oh yeah, switching it up out of the 1-3-1.
And they'll Coach Thomas talked about that as well in the pregame. They're going to mix it up between a 1-3-1 and a 2-3 to kind of keep teams off, and it might be depending also on their lineup.
Sounds like Belgrade's going to go back to the 2-3-2.
Yep. And you just got to talk there. Tate Bullard does a nice job of getting hands on there, and
jump ball.
Jump ball is going to be called. That's a pretty quick jump ball. Really, nobody had possession established there. Ball looked up in the air, but get a jump ball, so it'll be Dillon basketball. 11-8 here, Beavers early on with 52 seconds left in the quarter. Peterson swings it over to Alfred Peterson. Peterson to Peterson. Turnover. So here we go, Belgrade down 3, 45 seconds to go. Much better start versus Laurel as we were down 10 or 12 to 2 at the quarter against Laurel. I think that's going to be the key for Belgrade, like you said, Ethan, is to control the tempo, and if they can make a few shots here and there, they'll be in the basketball game.
I think they're going to have to play this game like they did against Central last year in divisionals. You know, limit turnovers, slow it down, and just don't let Dillon get the ball that much. And, you know, without letting them score, I think we'll come out with a win.
We go, Easton Page splits the double team and up and in with a famous left hand there by Easton Page. 11-10, 6 seconds to go. Dillon throws up the step back three by number 4. No good, off the mark by Warren DeMark. So a tight basketball game, 11-10. Dillon Beavers after the first quarter, and we will be right back with a commercial break. Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
Yellowstone Vacations. Those guys over at Delaware North, big supporters of Panther Live. We want to thank them for all their support. Also, when you're in Yellowstone Park, coming up on your next visit, make sure you grab a sausage from Shoe Dogs. You'll see those at the Delaware North stops. Make sure you get one of those next time you're at the park. All right, back to the broadcast.
Okay, Belgrade will inbound the basketball. 11-10 Beavers out of the timeout, or out of the quarter, excuse me.
Good defense here by Dillon so far. Dawson Fowler gets trapped, lobs it up. Berman tries to corral it, and it's stolen. Down to Haverfeld. Travel.
Yeah, kind of fumbled the basketball. But Dillon does a good job of changing it up out of the timeout, starting to double team out of that zone a little bit. And I think we'll probably see that and use their length, see if they can kind of trap in the corner. So they're going to invite you down to the corner.
I think with Belgrade being so young, it might freak him out a little bit at first, but it might take him a couple tries.
So Haverfield does that, steps out of bounds.
Page backhand for the Panthers.
And if Belgrade does decide to go into any corners or any position where Dillon feels like they can get a trap there, it looks like they're going to come out and trap that. Try to pick up the tempo a little bit. We talked about in the first quarter, like you said. Belgrade did a nice job of controlling tempo there as they get to the middle, and that's how you break the zone down, but Haverfield recovers quickly there. And if Dillon can get that tempo up, I think they can try to extend a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, I think they realize that Belgrade's just going to pass it around and take time off the clock to find an open shot, so they want to minimize that as much as they can.
As Klaczynski gets to the backcourt, pushes up to Page. Page dribbles back. Like you said, Belgrade has done a nice job, and
Good
that's
pass.
how you beat the 1-3-1, but not quite able to get over the length of that zone right now. And they made the right passes, just couldn't shoot over the top. As Haverfield misses, Dillon gets another offensive rebound. Put back by number 22, Braden Anderson, no good. Belgrade controls, comes in transition. Easton Page looking, kicks out to Owen Vaughn, short on the hoop. Dillon with the rebound. Now they're pushing the basketball. No call there as number 24, Bradley Rockich.
Easton on the other side, blocked. Oh, foul.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. Good call by the referee as Easton Page continues to try to play his game of just getting to the rim, and if he gets to the rim, and if he doesn't make it, get to the rim and get fouled, and he does that. So we'll see if he gets some gets in a rhythm at the free throw line here tonight.
Klon was looking for the charge call on that last defensive stop. I don't think he had his feet set, though. Looked like he's still kind of shuffling backwards. That's why there's a no call.
So Easton Page misses the first of the two-shot foul. No good, 0 for 2. Dillon controls possession. As Fitzgerald gets him into the offense. Belgrade in the 2-3 zone out of that man.
Oh,
3 by Dillon. Number 22, Braden Anderson. That's his second 3 of the night. Now Dillon up 14-10. And if you're going to zone, you kind of got to be aware of shooters and who can do what. And you got to get up, you know, close out on that three-point line off rotation quicker.
yeah, Dillon's not scared to shoot, so we got to get out there and we got to at least get a hand in their face and not let them just pop it wide open.
Yeah, Michael Haverfield at the top of that 1-3-1 is showing his athleticism and also his arm length there. Was able to get a tip basketball. It's tough to pass across court against top of zone of a guy who's a veteran defensive player up there. As they switch to man, get the turnover, but Haverfield travels again. So a little bit of sloppiness by both teams in the turnover department, but Belgrade's had a couple threes early on, and now Dillon's hit the last couple threes to extend this lead here.
It's been a pretty even game throughout so far.
Oh, and Page gets to the rim like he can, but he misses it. And Noel Reynolds grabs the rebound, but falls to the ground for the travel.
It looked like a Dillon defender got like a finger on that ball of Easton's, which rattled it out.
So now Easton Page face guarding Michael Haverfield as Belgrade goes back to man-to-man. Good help defense there by Tate Bowler. Shot up and in, no good.
Haverfeld goes flying out of bounds.
Looks like they get the hook call on Easton Page, and we will get a timeout.
Timeout for the Beavers.
And we will go to commercial break. We will be right back.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food, real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
So we're back after that short timeout. Dillon off the inbound. Michael Haverfield misses. Noel Reynolds controls the rebound. Looks like he might have got fouled, but no reaching call. Easton Page off the corner.
Jake's wide open on the three. Oh, Tate.
No good, but that nice shot by Tate Bowler, and I think between him and Jake Klaczynski, they got to get some shots up. I think Tate Bowler could be a person who could also knock down some shots, but the young sophomore getting experience now as Dillon gets another offensive rebound, but okay for Belgrade because they haven't been able to convert on many of these offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing pretty good on the rebounds considering that there's 3 6'4" players on Dillon. And I think with us not having that established big, I think we're doing pretty good down low.
Yeah, and Belgrade's done a nice job, Ethan, of passing out of the zone and get to that middle spot every once in a while to try to break down the zone. So they've done a nice job, I thought, so far in this half as Easton Page gets fouled off the penetration.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of spreading them out.
And Easton's done a nice job of getting in those lanes, and they've tried to help on him, but he shows, you know, his strength and speed too, that he's able to knife in there still. As Belgrade inbounds the basketball, 3:50 to go here, 14-10, not much scoring from both teams. As Belgrade's done a pretty good job of controlling the tempo of this game. Slice it back to Noel, but there he gets the turnover, but he gets the ball back. Noel Reynolds picks up the dribble, gets it to Berman. Berman over to Klaczynski, and Klaczynski will bring it back out to try to keep more spacing again.
I think Noel's trying to do too much down low. I think he's just got to turn around and take that shot.
Yeah, at some point they're going to force him, and I know they're long in there, but he's got to be a little bit crafty and maybe head fake and try to get a shot up as Haverfield shows his ability at the top of the zone, and Belgrade turns it over, but Dillon cannot convert near the rim. They've had 3 or 4 misses at the rim, but Easton Page, nice pass from Tate Bowler off transition, and Easton Page up and in. Easton Page now has his 6th point of the basketball game.
No look pass from Tate Bowler, that was great.
Yeah, 14-12 Dillon here, 2:48 to go. Belgrade goes back to man-to-man.
Get out there, Berman.
As number 24, Bradley Rockich, now finally converts as he's missed a few by the rim, and I think Belgrade went back to that man-to-man because Dillon started hitting a few threes there. Even though Rockich was able to get to the rim, I think Belgrade's got some strength and athleticism to kind of contain him a little better out of man-to-man.
Yeah, I agree. I think there needs to be a little bit help defense.
Easton Page with the penetration, and he kicks it back to Riley Berman. That's his 2nd 3 of the night as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Berman's doing a great job shooting the ball. Big difference from last year.
Yeah, and we didn't see that Berman would necessarily be a shooter, but as a competitor, he's stepped up and hit a couple threes as Tate Bowler has another nice look, but just off the mark. Nice smooth shot by Tate Bowler. Just can't connect 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, but those are good shots by Tate Bowler.
Yeah, that's a great look.
Dillon comes up, 3-point shot, no good by number 33, Jace Fitzgerald. Belgrade does a nice job of boxing out on the rebound against Dillon's height, and they get another foul called on Dillon for their 15th foul, so it'll be Belgrade basketball. as Dillon subs in a host of players.
That's going to be a big part of tonight's game, is just getting Belgrade to find bodies on those rebounds and trying to get those over the back calls, because it's going to be hard to out-jump a bunch of 6'5" players.
Yeah, those are the small things that you got to do against a team or against bigger opponents, and Belgrade's done a pretty good job boxing out and also controlling the tempo. They've turned it over a few times, but so has Dillon, so it's kind of made that a wash, which is good. But I think as they kind of adjust at halftime, they got to try to limit turnovers and offensive rebounds. It hasn't been a huge ordeal for Belgrade yet, but Dillon always does a good job of making adjustments of half and seeing what they need to do differently from the first.
I think if we keep turning the ball over late in the game, that's when it'll come back to hurt us, because, like you said, the halftime adjustments will be a big part of tonight.
Well, the big difference has been Riley Berman and Jake Linzinski's. They've hit a few threes tonight, which has kind of helped Belgrade's scoring a little bit. But here in the second period, both teams not scoring that much, 15 and 16 points in 2 quarters, not a whole lot. So
Cole Johnston is first, 17 foul. East Page at the line.
Yeah, with only a minute left to go in the half, it's a pretty low-scoring game.
So Dillon fouls, gets in the bonus there as number 5 for Dillon, Cole Johnston, makes the foul, and Easton Page gets back to the free throw line, hits that first one. He's now 1 for 3 from the line. Page's shot up, no good. Now 1 for 4, but we get a violation. So now he's going to get a violation. So he'll get 1 more free throw out of the deal.
Looks like Easton might have hurt his right hand. I see Deming over there talking to Skins.
So Page,
yeah,
hits his last free throw there. 2 of 5 now from the line for Page. There's 50 seconds to go in the half. Dillon for 3, up and in, no good. As number 21, Dillon Cervelli, misses the 3. I think he's just bleeding for Page as Dillon fouls. So that's the 18th foul for Dillon as Belgrade takes that 1-point lead off Easton Page's free throw. 46 seconds to go, and Noel Reynolds will now shoot a 1-and-1. And banks that in. Take the lead by 2.
Noel's going to be a good player for the Panthers down the road. I think this year getting experience for him is going to be a big deal.
But Belgrade's struggling a little bit from the free throw line.
You got to get the 3 points.
37 seconds now. Dillon with the basketball, not knowing what to do a little bit. Hoist up another 3, no good. Offensive rebound, Dillon. Kicks it out, 3 up and in by number 4, Warren DeMark. So now the Beavers take the lead, and the turnover by Belgrade, but can't quite get it. And DeMark could call a jump ball. So Dillon with an opportunity to throw over the top of that would-be turnover, as Coach Thomas is going to do a 5-man line change here with 12 seconds to go.
It's a good heads-up play by Easton Page, though, to get his hand up there.
Yeah, just at least force a jump ball, or maybe try to get a tip so they can't score in transition, and he does just that. So Belgrade will, or excuse me, Dillon will retain possession off that jump ball. 12 seconds to go. And that's why Coach Thomas did the line change here. So Haverfield potentially could get a shot, as he's going to be one-on-one against Berman. And Berman does a great job, steals it, throws one up, a little tough. He's a strong kid, and he throws it off the backboard, but great defensive play there by Berman. And the Beavers take a 19-18 lead here at halftime off the 3-point shot by Dillon, but good job there late by Belgrade, stuffing their last-second ditch play.
Yeah, the athleticism shown there by Berman was amazing. Great defense on Dillon's best player, so props to him.
Okay, we will be right back with the halftime show. We will send you to commercial break. We'll be right back.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Cullen Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food, real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Switch him. There you go. And then face this way, bud.
You guys are on.
Well, welcome to the halftime show here at the Belgrade Panthers game. The Dillon Beavers up 19-18 over the Belgrade Panthers. And here at halftime we have former All-State player Dawson Fowler. Thanks for joining the halftime show, Doss.
Yeah.
Good to be back. And you've been in college here for a few months, right? How's college going over in Great Falls?
It's good. I really like it. I enjoy my coaching staff, and my players are all really friendly and helpful, and even my professors are really helpful and everything. So it's really going good.
And how are the games going so far for you?
Good.
Kind of describe some of the games you've had so far.
Yeah, we've had some close ones, but we had some games where we should have won and kind of gave it away, but at the same time, it's a learning experience for the whole team and the program, as we have a new coach, obviously, and it's a big change. I think everybody's coping well, and we've had some games that we played really well, and some games obviously we didn't play as well, but we're 9-2, so that's a good start to the season, and we're starting conference play here pretty quick, and have some big games coming up. We got to win.
How's the transition for you been into college? Is it what you've always have prepared for? Has it been easy? Has it been a little tougher, or you feel pretty comfortable?
I feel comfortable now, but at the beginning it was a very fast-paced change, and everything is up-tempoed by 10 times, and especially the game. Everybody's that much better and that much more athletic. I'm not the best player anymore. I have to learn to do things in different ways and to succeed.
Coming back to Belgrade and what you went through your last 4 years and how much success you have had in some of the teams that you played on. Belgrade's in a 1-point game, but has struggled a little bit this year. And what's your assessment so far of Belgrade? And you played with a couple of these kids, but not all of them. And kind of what's your perspective so far?
You know, yeah, I've seen some good things out of everybody, and you know, I've seen their inexperience has hurt them a little bit. You know, just making some, not rookie, but some young kid mistakes and everything. But I think the more times I've watched them, every time they've gotten a lot better, and they move the ball really well as a team, and that's going to really help them in the long run.
Okay, I'm going to put a little pressure on our co-commentator here, Ethan Zawicki. Do you have any questions for Dawson?
Yeah, if there's some advice you give some of these younger kids, what would it be?
You know, just whatever you want to do, you got to keep working at it day in, day out, off season, in season, whatever it is. You got to work hard at it because there's always somebody out there that's working harder. You know, when I get to college, you know, everybody is in the gym every single day, and you got to make yourself as good or better than them. You have to do the same thing.
We got Jack in the background. Is he waving to Mom? And we have Mr. Parr over here. Mr. Parr, why don't you hop in? You've seen Dawson play over the last few years. If you have any questions for him.
You know, and I missed obviously the first questions that that Coach D asked you. But one thing that this reminds me of, we'll go back exactly 1 year ago, the double overtime game with Dillon last year. Did you already talk about that one? Okay, last year on about this date in Dillon, you guys were down about 17 in the second half. Incredible comeback. They hit that shot. I don't know if that's a great memory for you or not, but it was one of my favorites on Panther Live. What do you remember about that game?
The biggest thing I remember for that game is obviously my first in-game dunk, but just how hard as a team we worked, and that's when we knew we could be a great team at the end of the season. And just because Dillon was a good team, and
yeah.
they were probably better than us on paper, but we outworked them and we played our asses off.
Yeah. Hey, and then your mom's right now in Dillon playing them. Do you have an update on the score of that game?
The last thing I saw was 4-0, but that was at the very beginning of the first quarter, so I don't have anything on that one.
Yeah. All right. And I might have to go back and edit some of this interview, but that's all right. We're good to go. Hey, let's go ahead and kick it back. Good luck the rest of this season.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming out.
Right,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
Score update from Dillon. The girls team is winning 43-20 with 6:43 left in the fourth. Once again, Panthers are up by 20, running down towards the end of the game in Dillon.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only at Taco Time, where real ingredients make better food.
All right, here we go. Second half is underway here in Belgrade. It is 19-18 Beavers. And here's Riley Berman to inbound the ball. Klonzinski on Haverfield. Same starting lineups as the first half. Great backdoor pass. Easton under the basket. 2 points to the Panthers, now up 20-19. See if Dillon has an answer. Here's Haverfield off the screen. Belgrade back to man here. Seeing what they can do. Here's a three from Haverfield, and that's automatic. 22-20 Beavers. The ref will calls the timeout here. Something on the court, it looks like. And they'll get that figured out, and it will be the Panthers' ball. All right, here's Easton Page. Does a couple moves, gets 24 out of his way, but turns it over. Fast break, Dillon. Here's Riley Berman coming up behind, almost with a block. I didn't see any contact there, but the refs call a foul. And one for Dillon. Here's the opportunity. Number 33 on the line, Jace Fitzgerald.
Take over the foul. And second.
All right, here's Fitzgerald. And one opportunity. Can't convert. Rebound, Tate Bowler. 24-20 Beavers. And the Beavers go into a press, trying to get him in the corners. There's Berman with the move, gets by. And the Panthers will settle down and see if they can get something going here. Here's Easton Page in the corner. Off the front of the rim. Berman gets the rebound. And here's Page up top. Pump fake. Back to Jake. Dillon going a little off script. Here's the 2-3. They're going to switch it up, see if they can get Belgrade out of rhythm. Berman working the middle. And Belgrade's just trying to find the right shot. Wind the time down. Here's Jake, pump fake, dribbles. Easton over to Tate. And it looks like they called three in a key. Looks like it will be Dillon's ball. All right, here's Fitzgerald. Tries to hand it off to Haverfield. Multiple times they've done that play. Looks like Belgrade's catching on. Easton shuts that one down. They'll go to their second option. Here's Fitzgerald. Over to 24 in the corner. Pump fakes, drives, pulls up, rattles out, gets the rebound. And they say take it a little too handsy. They're going to call a foul.
His first, second team foul.
Here's 24, Bradley Rakic, the senior. One of the smaller kids on the team at 6 foot. It's a pretty good thing to have. He misses the first. Here's the second. Misses them both. Both teams have struggled a little bit from the free throw line. And they'll go back into a press. Here's Belgrade trying to work it up. In a way, Belgrade's kind of like seasoned pros when it comes to the press this year. Started off the game with one of the most pressing teams in the state, Hardin. And here's Tate with the wide open three. Buries it. 23-24. Tate Bowler, the young sophomore, with a three. He's going to be a great player for the Panthers, you know, going into the AA. Definitely will be a leader. And I think he's ready for it. All right, tipped out of bounds by the Panthers. It'll be Dillon's ball underneath the basket. Fitzgerald to inbound. They're just going to lob it over to Haverfield. He's going to pull up. Man, wet like water. Haverfield with 2 threes so far in this half. Shooting it like Dawson. Here's Easton over to Tate. Tate's going to pump fake, give it back over to Easton. And it looks like Dillon's back in their 1-3-1. They're kind of shifting around. Here's Tate again. Woo! Man, is Haverfield playing both sides, both teams? Tate with 2 threes also in the half. They're going to kick it inside. Good hands by Owen. Turnover. Now Belgrade's going to try to control the pace. Crossover, Easton. Out to Owen Vaughn. Drives inside, gets it out to Tate. He's going to pump fake. They're going to call a travel. Looks like he moved that inside foot a little bit. (27-26) Beavers. Owen almost jumps that one. Gets a hand there in front of Haverfeld. And it'll be Dillon ball. Belgrade in man here. Kicks it down low to number 33, Fitzgerald. Hand on the back. Looks like they're going to call that on Tate. That's Tate's third foul so far in this game. Still with a whole quarter and a half to play. It's a little bit of a ticky-tack call, I think. All right, here's Haverfield underneath. Kicks it over to Fitzgerald. He'll carry over, back to Haverfield, see if he can make anything out of this. Kicks it up, 24 wide open. Doesn't go for the three, pulls up instead. Misses it off the back iron. Berman with the rebound. Belgrade goes into their offensive set. Here's Dillon in a 2-3. Looks like they're going to switch it up from 1-3 to 2-3 throughout the game. Here's Tate up top. They're still looking to trap, it looks like. Get their length up there. They're pressing everybody on top of the three-point. Easton with his speed, but a foul on the floor. Basket won't count.
Foul on Bradley Roberts. His second.
And I don't quite know what's happening. All right, it looks like Deming got called for a bench warning. Maybe talking too much. I don't quite know about that one, but it'll be Belgrade's ball. Dem's trying to get a reasonable explanation out of the ref, but that's an interesting call. All right, here's Easton up top. Berman in the middle. Here's Easton trying to make something out of it. Gets his speed. That's going to be a push on Dillon. Belgrade ball underneath. Here's Berman inbound. They're just going to lob it over to Easton. Easton's going to take it up top. Down low to Jake. Jake back to Easton. Just kind of passing it back and forth here. Over to Tate. Here's Easton. Tate wide open. Woo-hoo-hoo. Tate Bowler is on fire. Splash. 9 points for Tate in the game and in this half. 3 threes all in this quarter. All right, here's Fitzgerald for the three to answer. Off the side, Owen's gonna let it go out of bounds. And Belgrade's up 29-27.
Timeout.
And the Beavers will take a timeout, and we'll send it to commercial break.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Colin Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office.
All right, we're out of the commercial break. well tonight. Looking a little bit different than the other games. And, you know, just doing a good job controlling possession and shooting. All right, here's Easton up top. Over to Tate. Tate won't go off the screen. Back to Easton.
Yeah, so Tate Bowler's had a wonderful third quarter. We talked about him in the first half a little bit, that he's one of the guys who probably needs to shoot a little more, especially when he's open. He missed a couple in the first half as Klaczynski fires another three between him and Bowler.
Belgrade's starting to find the rhythm.
Yeah, and Coach Deming talked about in the pregame show, he didn't mention specific names, but he felt like there's a couple guys that needed to start shooting a little bit more. And I think between Jake and Tate Bowler, their shots are solid enough to where they can shoot some outside shots, and they've proven that here in the second half as Dillon misses. Great job by Owen Vaughn boxing out. Another over the back by Dillon off a good box out by Owen Vaughn, so foul on Dillon.
Yeah, I think Tate just needs to find a rhythm and gain some confidence. He can shoot the ball. He's a great shooter, and I think it all just comes down to him wanting to shoot it.
Yeah, and he's got 10 points here. Or excuse me, 9 points, like you said. Three of five from the line, tipped, so no over and back as Berman kicks it down to Bowler. The good recovery by Dillon.
It's gonna be hard to pop those with those running those guys running in there.
But what I like is he was ready to shoot and shot it, and as the game comes to, he'll know to maybe head fake and get some contact there, and see if he can't get a guy up in the air. But I'm still happy that he just was ready to shoot that basketball right off the pass.
Yeah, Tate's definitely gained his confidence. Easton's drive, kick it out to Berman, up to Jake. Good ball movement by Belgrade. You know, Owen Vaughn's running that baseline down there pretty well.
Yeah, as you said, Dillon extends this, but that's what happens when you extend it and you hit nice passing lanes as Tate Bowler gets another opportunity at 3, but misses, but Belgrade retains possession. Goes back to a patient look as they maintain a 5-point lead against the Dillon Beavers. And if you can space the 1-3 out as they have, they've extended it way past the 3-point line, almost to half court here, Ethan, and make good passes. You can attack the zone as they have now, almost turn it over off the pass, but if you can get past that first level and spread that out, you create a lot of gaps in this zone.
Oh, here's Tate. Good pump fake like you were talking about, and he's gonna hit it off the side.
Tried to draw the contact, went down.
Oh.
Jake tries to get the offensive foul, but blocking.
I'm not sure if his feet were set there.
Yeah, not quite, but good effort to try to get in the lane and get his feet set. But as Jake picks up his second foul, 4th team foul for Belgrade. 32-27 for Belgrade now over the Beavers. Beavers missed now free throw as well.
Yeah, we were talking Belgrade couldn't hit as many free throws, but it's really been Dillon that's been hurting themselves.
Yeah, both teams hasn't been real ecstatic from the free throw line here. Fitzgerald up and no good, misses his second shot, but Dillon comes down with the rebound. They're going to actually call jump ball. So possessions will remain here with the Dillon Beavers.
That's the second time in a row going 0 for 2 from the line.
Belgrade mans it up out of the inbound. Screen and roll from the top with Haverfield. Picks up the dribble. Good defense by Easton Page. Tries to throw the post. Good job by Owen Vaughn getting handed. And then now Noel picks it off. So Belgrade, great defensive possession there out of the inbound. And now 10 seconds. Here we go. Left in the third quarter. Belgrade will hold for one shot as Deming barks out the play call. Circle cut by Easton Page. Gets in the lane. Passes it. Probably should have shot the floater there. It tries to pass to Noel Reynolds, but he probably should have took the floater with 0.6 there. Still can get a shot off here.
Yeah, it's going to have to be right off the hands. I imagine they'll put Jake in and just try to get a quick shot or not Jake, Tate.
Yeah, 30 seconds. We'll stay right here. 30-second timeout. And, yeah, you can still catch and shoot pretty much. Doesn't have to be a touch tip. Can still get a shot off. So Deming's going to take one of his timeouts here and try to design something where they can get a little bit better look.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to bank on the operator error, maybe starting it a little bit too late and getting a touch shot off.
Well, and that comes to a good point, is officials have been coached to know of at what time they can and cannot get something off. So if the clock operator is wrong, they will wave it off. But now he's got to catch and shoot. Does off the inbound and no good. So that will do it for the third quarter. 32-27 as the Belgrade Panthers take the lead here in the third quarter. And we will be right back after this commercial break.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
All right, we come out after the quarter break here going into the fourth quarter. As Belgrade down at half, and they actually get the lead here in the third quarter. And what's been the difference in that third quarter, Ethan?
Belgrade found a rhythm. I think that's what it was. I think Dillon came out with the press right away, and Belgrade wasn't shell-shocked at all, and they broke it pretty well and started hitting shots. And I think that's the big difference.
Yeah, that's what you said has been the key kind of in their losses is we haven't had much scoring. And when you can get a little bit of scoring, not that these two scores are giant for maybe what they need to be against the top competition in Class A, but it's been better where we've had quite a bit of drought in some of our games in the scoring department.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty evenly spaced. There hasn't been a point where we couldn't hit a shot.
Yeah, to complement with their defense, Belgrade's done a great job defensively, boxing out, and they've done a great job offensively of spacing things out. So we'll see what happens here as the fourth quarter begins. Belgrade stays in man-to-man. Dillon spaces out in their motion offense now. Tries to break down. Good defense by Riley Berman. Easton Page on Michael Haverfield, who has done a great, outstanding job. Haverfield with 12 points so far. His number 4 comes back and hits his second, at least second three of the game. Number 4, Warren DeMark. He's hit at 1 or maybe at least 2, maybe.
Looks like this is his third year playing varsity, it looks like.
Yeah, returner letterman for the Dillon Beavers. Dillon goes to their man now, so they're going to see if Belgrade can't see what they can do against them in their half-court man.
I think
and that's where we've seen Belgrade struggle against teams, is when they've manned us in the half court and put us in positions to take shots against a man.
I think Belgrade's just going to hold and go free throw layup mode and just try to get to the middle. I don't think they're going to look for any shots.
And that's not bad. I mean, they got a 2-point lead. There's still plenty of time left, but if they can be patient in their man, as patient they are against that zone, and just try to find the right guys at the right times with shots, as there they do. Jade Klaczynski, back iron, but Noel Reynolds gets another rebound, and he gets fouled. So Dillon will get their 5th team foul here with 6:18 to go, and if they can, it looks like Dillon's going to get a quick timeout, but if Belgrade can be as patient in the half court in the man as they did against the zone, then they'll be okay. So 30-second timeout. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. Still here, Ethan Major in the backfield. Cheney takes a handoff, gives it to Ethan Major up the middle, inside zone, and that's what we talked about. He could go all the way, and Ethan Major scores a touchdown on the first handoff off inside zone. So we are back after that quick timeout by the Dillon Beavers, and Belgrade comes out of the timeout with the score. So Noel Reynolds extends the lead to 34-30. Dillon comes down and travels and turns the ball over. So Belgrade basketball here with 6 minutes to go. Both teams with 5 team fouls here in a tight basketball game. And it's going to come down to who doesn't turn the basketball over, I think, as both teams now are relying upon man to put a little pressure on each team to see if they can handle that and create some scoring opportunities.
Yeah, we're at the point in the game where every possession is going to count, so I think Belgrade's going to have to really be careful with the ball in this man and not to get overwhelmed. And if they go back to their 1-3-1, they got to be sure to keep it out of the corners. Good roll by Berman. Berman's open under the basket. Over to Noel.
And that's what you were saying earlier, as Noel gets in there, has a short head fake, but a little bit more looking to score versus be a little bit tentative right there. And that's a huge thing. Oh, the blocking foul. Looks like he was set there.
Noel's a little brisk getting up on that. Took a hard hit from 33.
Yeah, that looked like an offensive foul to me.
Yeah, ran right through him.
But Noel does a good job scoring again on the other end. Noel with 5 points now, 4 points here in the fourth quarter.
Fitzgerald 0 for 5 so far in his last 5 free throws.
Yeah, Dillon struggling from the line, and and like you said, turnovers and that.
0 for 6.
Kind of in a mental game. You can see kind of his gesture at the free throw line is not good. Now almost mishandles the pass from Haverfield.
I think he's a little bit in his head right now.
Yep, but nice play. Good execution by Dillon. Number 5, Cole Johnson, gives it up.
They can go into their press, see if they can force a couple turnovers. Belgrade needed that offensive rebound. I think they could have iced it.
And it's tough. If you handle the pressure, you're fine. You just got to know. And I think Belgrade's kind of conditioned after these last few games that they're going to be a control the game, control the possession type team as Noel comes up short. Not sure if that's the shot they wanted, but I think they could be a team, though, that could handle and maybe try to wind the clock down, go free throw layup mode, like you said. But off the 3 down here miss, Dillon comes back and hits a huge 3 by Cole Johnson, who's got 5 points in the last 2 possessions as Berman tries to take to the rim.
There you go, good foul.
And they call the foul. So he'll go to the line to shoot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Looks like Berman got a little bit lost getting back on defense when they hit that 3, and that was his man that hit it. Number 5, Cole Johnson.
Yeah, so Johnston has 5 points here in the last couple possessions for the Dillon Beavers. Got the layup off the pass from DeMarc on the last possession. Or was it the other way around? Looks like it might have been the other way around.
I'm not too sure.
Well, I'm looking at the scoreboard here.
But Berman flipping the script from Dillon, hits both of his free throws.
And that's huge. Berman's hit a couple threes and a couple free throws there. And I think good things happen when you have a competitor like that and you just play hard. As they got to talk, they're going to switch there, but they got to talk as off that switch as Fitzgerald, who has missed a couple or some, 0 for 5 from the line, 0 for 6. Just hit a huge 3 to tie the basketball game. 3:55 to go. The Dillon Beavers and the Belgrade Panthers are tied. Noel goes off the corner. Easy body call, and in!
N1!
Gets the N1 call. Noel Reynolds will go to the line to shoot 1 to extend the lead to 3.
I think that's a big deal for Noel this year, is not being scared to take it to the hole. I think last year was a little tedious, and I think he's trying to fix that this year.
Timeout.
So it looks like we're going to get a timeout, probably a full timeout. So we will be right back with Panther Live after this commercial break.
Taco Time's new awesome sauce burrito is just $1.99. It's totally sauceum. See what I did there? Made with real food, real fast. We load it with seasoned ground beef, refried beans, rich and creamy cheese sauce, and our world-famous Mexi fries. Time to customize. Pick your sauce, boss. Choose original, green, or blazing 5-alarm. Whatever your style, grab your awesome sauce burrito and go the extra mile for just $1.99. Only.
All right, we are back here in the fourth quarter, 3:48 to go. The Panthers 40, the Dillon Beavers 38, as Noel Reynolds will go to the line to shoot one after an N1. Does a nice job of getting to the rim. And that you talked about, a lot more aggressive this year, and it's proved here in the fourth quarter. He's been a huge little burst with 7 points.
Yeah, it's funny. And Noel converts to N1, but it seems like Belgrade's players like to score in their own little bursts. Like first quarter it's Easton, second quarter it's Jake, third quarter it's Tate, and now it's Noel.
Yeah, if they can start clicking like that chemistry-wise, as we can see the scoreboard here, the player points, if we see the Belgrade side, that's pretty nice balance up there, 8, 8, 10, 6, and 9. You can take that every night as Belgrade gets the basketball here. 3-point lead. Oh, Easton Page gets to the rim.
I think he's expecting to get a little contact there, and that guy didn't go up.
As Dillon comes back off that weird miss by Easton Page, not sure if it was a foul. Coach Deming wanted one, but I'm not sure if there was contact, but Dillon comes screaming back and gets a layup of their own. Noel over the top. Got the N1 on that last play. As Dillon gets the rebound off the miss from Noel Reynolds, 2:55 to go, 41-40 Belgrade, and Fitzgerald will bring it up. So both teams have a little bit better scoring opportunities here in the last couple minutes. So
I think Belgrade needs to really start getting back into their set of just passing it around and free throw layup mode. I think they're getting a little too trigger happy.
And that's an easy shot by Michael Haverfield as he's nice and smooth, goes in the post and shoots right over the top of the Belgrade defender. Haverfield with 14 now. Seems like a pretty quiet 14. I mean,
yeah, for
anytime you can score 14, that's not a bad gig, but him coming off 24 points a game here as Klaczynski picks up the dribble, gets a little bit of pressure, gives it over to Easton Page. Gets the screen and roll from Berman. Nothing doing. Both teams are staying in their man-to-man defense to grind this game out. We'll see who's the victor. Probably could have been a better pass by Page. Bowler could have got that off, but had to reset as Berman hits his other three. That is his third three of the night for Riley Berman with 11 points. That's a huge shot by Riley Berman.
Berman's coming up when it counts. Number 5 with the 3.
And number 5, Cole Johnston for the Dillon Beavers hits his 3. Back and forth, 45-44. The Dillon Beavers, 1:35 to go, full timeout. We will be right back after this commercial break.
High Country Paving, locally owned and operated since 2002. High Country Paving believes in the values of kids being a part of the team. Harrington Pepsi, your local Pepsi bottler. Made to Clean. Trust the team that's made to clean. Give them a call at 209-2109. Reach Higher Montana helps students achieve personal success in education, career, and life. Schedule an appointment with Cullen Gilbreth in the BHS Counseling Office.
All right, welcome back. So the Beavers and the Panthers going back and forth here late offensively. Berman comes down and hits his third three of the night with 11 points on the board for Berman. Cole Johnston comes right back and answers in transition. A transition three up the court down the sideline, so the Beavers take the lead 45-44. So with a minute 35, someone's going to start to go free throw late mode because it's that tight, Ethan.
It's anybody's game, but if they don't hit a shot here, expect Dillon to hold on to it. But here's Easton for three. All right, expect a way slowed down game here.
Way off the mark for Easton Page there.
There's Berman's guy again.
And here's Fitzgerald. They're going to swing it out. So now Coach Deming talking about we got a foul, double team and maybe foul. And that's not what they wanted. Up and under in the end one.
That one's going to hurt.
The referee's discussing, is it an N1 or not, or is it on the floor?
One and one. Oh, wait, no.
No, he counted the hoop. So it gets the N1. So timeout Belgrade as Haverfield. So we got a full timeout, so we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back to Panther Live.
Big Sky Bravery provides our military's active duty special operations forces with post-deployment decompression programs throughout Montana's restorative surroundings.
Town and Country Foods, serving the Belgrade community with multiple locations across the Gallatin Valley. Ty Elliott State Farm Insurance. Don't think about retirement, plan for it. Call Ty at 388-3178.
Yellowstone Vacations. For snowmobile and snow coach trips in Yellowstone National Park, visit YellowstoneVacations.com.
All right, we're out of the commercial break with Haverfield shooting one for the and one opportunity. And he hits it. 4-point game. All right, here's Noel coming down.
Yeah, Belgrade's going to have to get pretty aggressive, as Noel has done in the past. Nice spin move, gets 2 shots now.
He needs to convert on these. These are big free throws.
Yeah, Belgrade played pretty good there in the fourth quarter. Hopefully maybe they can get this back and get the win. It'll be a tough loss for them. I thought they controlled the fourth quarter pretty nicely up until the last minute here. And Dillon comes down, hits 2 actually three-pointers, one three-pointer in transition, the other three-pointer and one by Haverfield. So 2 big buckets late there by Dillon.
This is both.
Belgrade's got to come up as Deming's screaming full or half court. That's the guy you want to foul because Fitzgerald, and that's who you had to foul. Oh, but they get the poke out from behind. But Haverfield tries to get it back, and Easton Page pulls it and rips it away as he race horses it ahead. He's going to have to look to shoot or get to the rim. And he gets it over the top of Dillon. Timeout Belgrade.
Anybody but Haverfield.
Yeah, so great job there by Belgrade. Noel misses. Dillon comes down, and Easton does a nice job of ripping that ball out. And looked like Haverfield might have had a shot there, but Easton, good heads-up play there, and they race horse it down and get the shot. And now they're within 2. But they had a chance to foul Fitzgerald, who was 0 for 5 or 0 for 6 from the line or whatever. They've got to be maybe talking about that in the huddle, what they're going to do defensively. But they're also talking, Coach Damey's talking about who to foul, and if it gets into Fitzgerald's, whether he scores with it at the free throw line or not. Right now he's
your best bet.
He's struggling, right, mentally, even though he might be able to hit some free throws. But you got to foul and play that percentage. But he was able to give it up to Haverfield, but we finally poked it out, and that's what we don't want, is to give it in Haverfield's hands as he can create or get to the line and obviously finish his free throws. So we'll see how Belgrade defends and see who they try to foul if they can't get maybe a steal off of a trap or something here.
I think they could have had they're going to take, oh, no, Fitzgerald's in. My bad. I think they could have called a foul on Fitzgerald there in the middle, but we're lucky they didn't.
So Dillon almost going to get a 5 count here, but they do get it into Cole Johnston. Over the top. Oh, that was it, too. The free safety style look from Easton Page, but he missed it. And Dillon goes over the top for the score out of the transition. 20 seconds left here, 50-46.
Hit it, Tate.
And they
can't be dribbling around.
No, that's where you got to be a lot more aggressive here. And that's not bad there to get into Easton Page's hands as he can get to the rim. Reynolds, Krasinski up. Oh. 3 ball, no good, off the mark. Berman tries for the rebound, but Johnston gets it, and Klasinski's going to foul number 24 for Dillon. Bradley Rockich as the referees.
Not too happy with Jake being overly aggressive.
I don't think he wants to call an intentional there. So he's just, the referee's kind of coaching him through what he needs to do, but he had to stop him and wrap him up. Was a little bit more physical on the wrap up, but the referee not calling the intentional there. As the free throw is good and looked like this one might have sealed the deal for Dillon here with 4 seconds left, Ethan. And Belgrade had their chances, but it just slipped away at the end.
Yeah, they had it. They had the game in control. That 3 by Cole Johnston really hurt him.
Yeah, and then Haverfield comes back and gets the end one. The Dillon Beavers get the win, 52-46. Dillon goes to 3-0 on the year, and Belgrade goes to, I believe, 1-3.
Yep. On
the year. And we will see you on Saturday. We have a guys-girls doubleheader here in the Special Events Center against Haver. That will be a 2 p.m. start and a 3:30 p.m. start for the boys varsity girls and varsity boys against Haver coming to town. Haver girls are spectacular as they're the reigning state champs. Well, not sure how the boys are. They've been struggling the past couple years, but nonetheless, Dillon gets the win tonight. What's your final thought?
I think Belgrade played a great game. They're in it, and I think they could have won it. I think it all comes down to the final, 4 possessions for Dillon, and that's just what hurts them. But they did a great job of just slowing down and controlling the game.
Yeah, so Belgrade does a good job of controlling most of the basketball game, but like Ethan said, comes down to those last few possessions.
Yeah.
So for Ethan Zawicki and Andy Demjanovic on Panther Live, we will see you Saturday. Thanks for tuning in to all of our viewers, and thanks again for all of our sponsors for supporting Panther Live. Till next time.